Hey everybody, Ben here, and today we are doing Chaos Draft on Magic Online. This particular one is a Pioneer Chaos Draft, so it's only the most recent, 36 or so sets, starting with a Return to Ravnica. So we got our first pack. Let's just go ahead and jump on into it, see what we got. So Siphon Slimmer is our rare. It's an M14 pack, 2/2 lifelink for 3. Not that exciting. We're not going to see more slivers. I mean, we might get a Hive Stirring instead of Sliver Construct pack, but I don't think we really care too much for that. No real removal here. We've got a Pitchburn Devils 3/3 for 5. When it dies, it hits something for 3. We do have a Trained Condor. It's a 2/1 flyer. Whenever it attacks, it gives another creature control flying till in turn. We also have an Essence Scatter, which is just an efficient counter magic. In this, I think I will probably just go with the Trained Condor to start. And we'll go from there. Alright, so here we have a pack of Return to Ravnica. Sure. Looks like the person took the rare. Let's see, what's the best card in the pack? Splatter Slug is nice, just a 2/2 first striker. You can unleash it to make it a 3/3, but at that point it can't block anymore. If we want to stick to blue, we could take the Rune Wings, just a 2/2 flyer for 4, but if it dies, you get to draw a card. Golgari Longlegs, just a good rate for a 5/4 for 5. We've got the Centaur's Herald. It's a 1 mana 0/1, but you sack it to make a 3/3 Centaur. It ends up kind of coming out to just be a 3/3 for 3 if you can get this down a couple turns beforehand. Also, the Sunspire Griffin's okay, but I'd rather just take the Rune Wing because they may not go into white. And yeah, I think let's go ahead and try that. Let's stick to blue for now. Alright, here we are in, let's see, it looks like either Aether Revolt or Kaladesh. Yeah, Aether Revolt. We've got a Caught in the Brights, decent removal spell. Got a Skyship Plunderer. It's just a 2/1 that can semi-proliferate when it hits your opponent. But does have flying, so we can keep on the blue plan. But removal is going to be at a premium. So I might go ahead and just take the Caught in the Brights as just, kind of a pacifism effect. I mean, we don't have anything to go with the counter synergy here yet, so I think, we can look at going into blue-white flyers, kind of a plan here. Alright, so here we have Khans of Tarkir. We got a 7 mana 5/4 flyer. That's a bit too much. We may never cast that. Got a Windstorm, anti-flying spell. Just does X damage to each creature with flying. We're not committed to white yet, so we could maybe pick up this Abomination of Gudul. It's a 3/4 flyer with Morph. When it hits them, you get to draw a card and discard a card, so you get to loot with it. There's also the Monastery Flock. It's a nice defensive creature. The Morph makes it a bit of a lightning rod, so maybe they'll use a good spell on it. I think I might just go ahead and take that to continue to cut blue. I don't think the Venerable Lamasu is really where we want to be, spending 7 mana on something with only 4 toughness. Just going to take that, see where this goes. Alright, so here, got a Minion of the Mighty, which is completely unplayable. Portable Hole might be an okay removal spell. We can at least use it against aggressive decks to take out 2-drops. Potion of Healing is kind of mess. Spike Pit Trap's another sort of serviceable removal spell. It's expensive, but it does go in any deck. Vampire Spawn's okay as well, but we already have a few 3-drops. Divine Smite's great as a sideboard card if you're up against the black deck, but I wouldn't really play this as the main deck card. So I might just go with the Portable Hole. Let's keep going down the blue-white route and see where this takes us. Okay, so here looks like an Almond Ket pack. That's a late final reward. So that's a pretty big signal that black is open to our right. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this. It's a really strong removal spell. It's easily splashable. We're by no means committed to white yet, or even necessarily blue. So I think I'll go ahead and just take that. The other cards are serviceable, but not really what we necessarily need. All right, so here we have an Ardenvale Tactician. If we want to stick with white versus, there's no blue cards here. It doesn't seem like there's been too many particularly great blue cards coming by, but we have gotten a couple good white removal spells. This is a pretty good sign that white may also be open. So I'm going to take the Tactician here. Other cards of note would be like the Ken's Transformation is just a way of, you know, down upgrading one of your creatures or downgrading one of theirs. But yeah, I think the Tactician is just a great, efficient creature. Alright, here we have a Ruthless Disposal. You have to discard a card and sacrifice a creature to give two of their creatures -13/-13. So it's a 3 for 2. Fiendbinder's fine. It's just a 3/2, but every time it attacks, you get to tap one of their creatures down. Long Road Home helps you sort of re-trigger enter the battlefield effects, or save one of your creatures from spot removal. But yeah, Fiendbinder's fine. All right, here nothing too exciting. Spell Blast is a kind of a meh card. I don't know if we really care so much about getting a Hive Strings. I may just go ahead and take the Shimmering Grotto. It's not great fixing, but it is, a way to more easily splash something if we really, really need to. I don't think we're really missing out by not taking the Altar's Reap or the Hive Strings, but this does give us the opportunity to maybe splash the final reward if we do stick to white and blue. Okay, here we got another 2/3 flyer. Totally down with that. The double white is a little bit prohibitive, but it's fine otherwise. Here we have a Negate and an Alley Evasion. I think the flexibility on Alley Evasion is actually probably worth it. It's got the +1/+2 to one of your creatures, or you can bounce back to your hand. Helps you avoid removal, helps you potentially win combats for really cheap. Alright, here we'll just keep cutting off white, take this Jeskai Student. It's a fine blocker on the ground. You can also take this Potion of Healing, just keep cutting white. And a Heckma Sentinels. An island that doesn't matter. So we'll move that to the sideboard. I'll move this to the sideboard as well. So yeah, we've got kind of a blue-white deck going here. So here we just opened a, let's see, what is this? This is a Ravnica Allegiant pack. Skitteriel's a fine blue creature. It's a hill giant that becomes a 5/5 pretty easily. There's also a Debtor's Transport, Imperious Oligarch, Orzhov Guildgate, and Gateway Plaza. If one of these two wheels, that gives us an easy option to splash the final reward. There's some argument to taking something like the Debtor's Transport. Again, we're not really married to blue. We've only got a couple decent blue cards. We can start moving into black if we wanted to, either taking the Oligarch or the Transport. These aren't even really that exciting, and the Monastery Flock we could hypothetically put in. I might just take this Oligarch, honestly, and start moving into black and see how we can do there. We didn't really pass any good black. We might receive some in this pack. And there's several different cards we could wheel from this pack that can help us decide which way we want to go with it. All right, so here we have a Stalwart Valkyrie. Is just an efficient 3/2 flyer, keeping us in white. You could get like a Dread Rider, just as a way to kind of close out the game at the top end. It's a 3/7. It's a pretty decent blocker. You can start exiling creatures to burn your opponent down. Dark Recruiter's okay, but it's really big investment just to get a creature back from the graveyard. I think I'd rather just have something like the Stalwart Valkyrie, trade off something little early on, and then get this out for real cheap and double spell on a turn. Other things you might see, Wheeling, Gold Vein Pick is nice, Doomscar Oracle, but I'll take the Valkyrie here. Okay, so here we've got, wow, a lot of good hits. Not so into Karavek the Spiteful, but the Basri's Acolyte, Grasp of Darkness is great. That's another good sign that black's pretty open. I really hate to pass the Acolyte, but I think I want to go ahead and move into black now. We can get the Gale Swooper, Blood Glutton, Acolyte, could get the Karavek the Spiteful, but I really want to make sure we get good removal. And it's really hard to beat something like Grasp of Darkness. So I'm going to go ahead and take that here. Alright, some more good black cards. I'm a big fan of the Cobra here. It's just a 2/5 with that, so it's really hard for them to kill it, but it can often trade up. It makes attacking into you very difficult. Foul Tongue Invocation. It's just kind of like a bad edict effect. We're never going to have a dragon, or even if we did, it's the 4 life doesn't mean a whole lot. Maybe we can wheel either the Hand of Silumgar or the Aven Tactician as just a, okay flyer. But yeah, I'll take this Cobra. Alright, so here we have a couple options. We've got the Daring Skyjack. It's just a 3/1 for 2. It's a good early drop. Gains flying if you attack with 2 other creatures. And there's also the Purge the Profane. It's just sort of a little bit more expensive Mind Rot with a gaining 2 life on it. These blue cards are not really that great. I'm going to just take the cheap 2-drop. Alright, so here we've got like a Font of Return as an option. It's just a great way to get a bunch of creatures back all at once. Grim Guardian's okay if we had more enchantment synergies. I'm going to move this blue to the sideboard. Blue just does not seem open this draft. So far, we don't have any other enchantments that we care about. I guess Caught in the Brights is about the only thing. I think Armory of Iroas is a little too slow, that it could be good on our flyers. But I think I don't mind having the Font of Return as just a way to sort of grind out the game later on and get back, 2 or 3 creatures from it. Okay, so here we have a Smite the Monstrous. We got a Highborn Vampire. Got McKindy Ox. But I think I want to take the Skyclave Cleric. Even though it's just sort of like a dinky 1/3, having it being able to enter the battlefield as a land. If you haven't played with these Zendikar cards before, these modal tap lands are just fantastic and highly undervalued. They tend to overperform. So yeah, I'll definitely take that. Alright, so here we have a Banished Honor Guard or Thallid Omnivore. I think I'll take the Omnivore. It's a 3/3 for 4, so it's a serviceable rate, but it has the bonus that you can start sacking creatures and spending 1 to give a +2/+2. The fact that it carries the little Sapling clause is not really usually very relevant, but being able to attack through, sacrifice a little dinky creature to trade up can be very nice, or even just push through damage. Alright, so here we wield the Orzhov Guildgate. I'm happy with that. Just to give some more mana fixing. Again, I'm glad we moved out of blue and into black. I think we're getting rewarded here for doing that. Yeah, look at all these black and white cards. I think since we don't have any really big top end yet, I guess the question becomes whether we want Doomscar Oracle or the Dreadrider. Dreadrider's okay. Like I said, it's a good way to close out the game, but it kind of competes with our Font of Return. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna take it. It's a way to close out the game, late game. All right, so here we have a Gale Swooper or Blood Glutton. I guess I grab the Doomscar Oracle. Oops, that's fine. Either one of those is a fine addition to our deck. I think the Gale Swooper is perfect. Lets us push through a little bit of damage with the flying. The 4/3 lifelink, it trades down pretty easily because it only has the 3 toughness, but having an extra flyer, always good. Here we either have this Aven Tactician or the Foul Tongue Invocation. I might just take the Invocation. I don't think we need another expensive flyer. We have plenty of other 4-drop flyers, and this just, if we can clear their board, gives us a way to hit something big. None of these cards really matter. I guess we'll just take the Guildsworn. Alright, what's Mortal Obstinacy? So, gives a creature +1/+1. You can kill an enchantment. Might be a relevant sideboard card, probably not. Alright, so here we are for pack number 3. Yeah, I think we just take the Drag to the Underworld. Just a great destroy any creature. If you're it counts your devotion to black to reduce its cost. Don't have a ton of black cards, so it's probably just going to be a 4-mana kill spell. We could hope to wheel Mogus's Favor, Mire's Grasp, Helios Pilgrim, Funeral Rites. All those cards are good. I doubt we'll get the Mire's Grasp back, but Helios Pilgrim might come back. Goes well with the Caught in the Brights. I think the Drag to Underworld is kind of a no-brainer here. Okay, so here we have a couple interesting choices. Torrent Elemental is kind of neat because whenever it attacks, defending player taps everything they control. It's a good win condition, but we're not really in blue anymore, and we don't have fixing for it. There's a Sultai Emissary. It's just a 1/1 that dies into a 2/2. We've got an Abzan Captain. Doesn't really do a whole lot for us. There's a Harsh Sustenance. Deals X damage to any target, gain X life, or X is the number of creatures you control. That might be playable, but we don't have a ton of creatures going on right now. I haven't played with the Corsi High Priest. I don't know that it's very good. But we don't really have too many creatures that we'd want to sack to it anyway. I might just take this Harsh Sustenance. That's just another kill spell. Okay, so here doesn't look like we have too many options. I guess this Forlorn Sudama is okay. It's a 2/1 with Intimidate. When it untaps, you get to spend 3 to create a 2/2 zombie. It's okay. We already kind of are filled up on our 4-drop slot, though. But none of these other cards we really want to play with. I don't think Claim to Erebos is any good. The Marsh Mist Titan might be okay, but we just don't have a lot of cheap black creatures to fuel that. So I think I'll just take the Sudama out of here. Getting really glutted on the 4-drop slot. We'll decide what we want to cut. Though I guess the Valkyrie can be a 2 or 3 drop if you get a creature to your yard. So it's not a terrible curve, and plus some of these things at the 3-drop slot, like the Oracle and the Tactician, can be cast for cheaper as well. Right now I don't think the Foul Blood Invocation is making the cut. Alright, so here, Skymarch Bloodletter is nice. Territorial Hammer Scroll is great. It's just a Fiend Binder, but cheaper and slightly better stats because it's harder to kill. Other than that, we have Raider's Wake, Flatland Fleet Cutthroat, Vampire Zeal is just a nice trick. But I think that Hammer Skull is going to be where we want to be at here. So right now we're sitting on 1, 2, possibly 3, 4, and 5 removal spells. Okay, so here what we got. Tragic Arrogance. For each player you choose from among the permanents that player controls an artifact, a creature, enchantment, and a planeswalker, then the player sacrifices all other non-land permanents they control. So you get to choose what dies with this. That's pretty cool. There's an Eyeblight Assassin, which we can just kill a 1/1, but this seems to have a little bit more potential Though our deck is probably going to want to go wide. It is a good release mechanism, though. I'm just going to take this. I don't think we're losing out too much by not playing the Eyeblight Assassin or Knightly Valor. Wow, Stasis Snare. Yeah, white has been super open this game. I think this is a snap stasis snare. It's just a great 3 mana flash, exile a creature and opponent controls until this leaves play. Sure, it's a no-brainer. All right, here we've got a Battlefield Promotion or an Enforcer Griffin. I think we'll just take the Enforcer Griffin. It's just a flying, nice beater. Here we could get either a Lily on his defeat or Steadfast Sentinel. We already have plenty of 4-drops. I'd rather have this Lily on his defeat for the sideboard. And Graven Abomination is not really something we're looking to play. Alright, so we wheeled the Pilgrim. It's fine. I think we only had the one enchantment to go with it. Because this is not an aura. Pilgrim only gets auras. But then again, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't really think we want the unicorn. Let's just move this to the sideboard. Alright, I guess we can take the captain here. That's just another flying creature that bolsters something when it dies. Hold at bay is just a bad trick. Alright, Vampire Zeal could be playable here. That's just a cheap effect. Well, here's interesting. We got Knightly Valor and a Grasp of the Harrowmancer. I think Knightly Valor might be worth considering since we do have that Heliod's Pilgrim. Yeah, Sandstone Bridge is fine. It's a tap land, but it does give our a creature a way to push through. And our last card's an island. So, I think the Tragic Arrogance will end up being a sideboard card. I don't think we were going to probably play that Eyeblight Assassin anyway. So, I don't know. That might have been a bad pick. Harsh Sustenance is also questionable as to how many creatures we're going to be putting out there. So, let's go and move everything out of here and start building based on what we know we want to play with. Definitely want to do all of the removal. I think the Cobra is for sure. Grasp of Darkness is good. I think the Oligarch's going to be good since we're playing both those colors. Portable Hull's probably fine. We can sideboard it out if they don't have too many 2-drops. Skyclave Cleric. Definitely want the Cot and the Brights. We've got Territorial Hammer Skull, Tactician, Griffin, Fiendbinder, Swooper, Valkyrie. Let's see, Enforcer Griffin at the top. I think we can do the Doomscar Oracle. Just a way to gain some incidental life gain. Let's see. Now we have to make a choice between Vampire Zeal and Alley Evasion. Did we get any vampires? Not really. No, I don't think so. How many enter the battlefield effect type cards do we want to bounce? Gale Swooper. I think if we're going to do a trick, we'll probably do the Alley Evasion, but we may not even need that. Oh, here's Stasis Snare. We definitely want that. So that leaves us with room for 5 more cards. Our 4-drop slot, again, is pretty filled up. Consider doing Knightly Valor and the Pilgrim, but that still only leaves us with 2 targets. So I'm not so sure about that. Do we want the Thallid Omnivore? I think we have plenty of other good 4-drops that we don't necessarily need that. Let's see. Just Case Student could be okay. That's just an early drop. Though we do have a few other 2-drops to work with. I think I will go ahead and put in the Font of Return. It's just a way to bring back a bunch of creatures later in the game. This is probably going to be a very grindy deck with the amount of removal that we have. That means probably the Sudama can make it in there. I think I'll do the Jeskai Student. What is that? 14 creatures, 7 other. The question becomes, do we want to put in like the Nightly Valiant and the Heliod's Pilgrim? Do we want a little bit more combat cards? Sky Captain is fine. You know, the fact that the bolster, we can't really choose where the counters go is not ideal. And it's not the greatest in terms of mana cost for what you get. I'd rather have like the 3-power flyers. I can see putting in like Alley Evasion is just a cheap way to save a creature or win through combat. It's kind of like a worse what is it? You're ambushed on the road or something like that from the newest set. It's 14 and 8. Yeah, we're very blocky in our curve. I mean, we could just put in the Vampire Zeal. Or the Tragic Arrogance. I don't know about the Arrogance, though. I mean, we have so many just one-for-one removals that Arrogance doesn't necessarily... Like, I just don't see us getting, you know, into big creature battles, but if we see an opponent that has a lot of, like, token generation or something like that, it could be good. I might play with... Consider the Harsh Sustenance. I mean, it could hit opponents, too. It's not just creatures. So what does it do? Like, 3 mana, deal 2 or deal 3? I'm willing to try it. We'll see how it plays out. Ideally, we won't be doing a ton of trading, since we'll have like the cheap removal spells to work with, but we can go from there. I'll definitely play with the Guild Gate, and I think the Sandstone Bridge is fine. If we draw it early, you know, and we need to play it tapped, it's fine. Otherwise, you know, we can push through some damage with a creature here and there with it, so that can be good. All right, so let's go ahead and see what our color breakdown looks like. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black cards. 1, 2 double black, 3 double white. So I think we're gonna favor black over white, or I'm sorry, white over black, because we don't need the double black till later since it's on removal spells. But most of our deck is white that we need to get down early, so I think it makes sense to focus more on the white. So that gives us with 10 white sources and 8 black sources. Sounds good. All right, so this I'll see how this build does. I'm gonna go ahead and see you guys for round 1. All right, here we are for round 1 with our sweet little Orzhov Chaos deck. So we've got no black sources for the Grasp of Darkness, but we have a way to deal with a early threat. Got our Doomscar Oracle. I think we can keep this. Alright, drawing a bunch of planes, that's okay. Hopefully we won't draw any more of those and we'll start drawing into our black sources. Alright, nothing. there. All right, there's one of our black sources. Let's go ahead and foretell this. So if we end up drawing another black source, or they drop 2-drop. So I think we just go ahead and play out the Oracle now. Get something on the board if they're not going to play anything. So here, Arrester's Admonition, sure. Looks like they're just kind of trying to cycle it, more or less. All right, so here, I think we just put down the Fiendbinder. Yeah, let's put down the Fiendbinder. At the very least, we can be attacking with it. It's unlikely they'll play more than one creature this turn, since they haven't really played anything the first few turns. Alright, so let's think this through. If we play Sandstone Bridge now, we can get in for 4. Alternatively, we could play the Doomscar Oracle and Jeskai Student and just attack for 3. Yeah, let's just attack for 3. Let's see what they do. Okay, so just putting 2 -1/-1 counters on it, sure. So we'll play the Plains. Cast our Oracle. Look at the student, gain a couple life. Alright, so what 2-drop they got? They can only block creatures with flying, that's fine. Let's see. Yeah, let's put down Sandstone Bridge. I guess Doomscar Oracle. Attack. Okay, so they're just going to block with the Reed Stalker, so I guess that was a good choice. I'm not even going to bother, okay. I guess they're afraid of some sort of instant. Let's go and play this. And do we want a Portable Hull? The 2/1. To gain 2 life. It's not doing anything to us, so I think we can just wait. I'm okay taking a couple extra damage for the chance to get our Intimidator or our other guys through. I guess the best draw next turn would be another black source. Claustrophobia. Tap it. Doesn't untap. Okay. So I will not be able to get a creature out of that. Alright, so they have 1 card in hand. I think we start by attacking. See if they do anything to our creatures. Let's just try and kill it. Kill the Reed Stalker. Negate. Okay. Still get to do an extra damage. And I think now it's fine to do the Portable Hull. We missed out on 1 damage from the Prowess trigger, but now that we know they don't have anything in hand, the Portable Hull becomes that much better. Now we just need to draw a second black source, and I think we've got this game done. Question is, do we trade our 3/2 to get 1 damage through? I think we can wait. I think a much better play will be to wait till we can get either Drag to the Underworld or Grasp of Darkness online to clear the way for our permanents. Okay, Gale Sweeper's also fine. Pay 6, okay, sure. Alright, there's another swamp. So let's go ahead and Grasp of Darkness this, pop up the student. Attack for 5, and then next turn, whatever they play, we can just kill and then hopefully finish them off. Ringwing, okay. So I think we just have to do it. They may draw into an instant, but if they don't, they just die here. Yeah, okay, so no dice there, so that is our game 1. So I think maybe here... I'm trying to think if any of these cards are going to help us. They didn't have a ton of creatures. They are in black, so but I didn't see any good black creatures. I think Liliana's Defeat may be a little bit better than Harsh Sustenance. I'd assume that they draw something, some sort of black creature in a black-blue deck. I think Alley Evasion's still fine against, as a way of just protecting our creatures, bouncing them from some of that enchantment removal. Let's go ahead and resubmit. Hey there, kitty. Alright, here we are on round 2. Or game 2, rather. Yep, perfect mana. Only thing that'll make it better is drawing a single plains here, and then we can Doomscar. We can flip the Doomscar, or foretell it, rather, and then play Jeskai and Doomscar on the following turn. Looks like they might be mulliganing. Yeah, this went down to 6. Tattered Hunter, sure. Okay, since we did draw the plains, I'm going to go ahead and do what I said. I'm going to go ahead and foretell. That way we can play it out and do Jeskai Student the same turn. back alley broker, draw a card, then exile a card face down. You can look at them and return them. So it's a very slow draw effect. Let's go ahead and get our 3/2 down. Getting back a couple life. Let's see what they decide to. Also, just killing a Doomscar Oracle. Sure. All right, taking 2. So, question is, do we want to get the Gale Sweeper down right now, or do we want to put down the Cobra? I think we'll just get the Gale Sweeper down. Hit him for 1. Interesting that they didn't use the broker's ability. Not sure if that was just a misplay or intentional. Okay, so they're going to untap their Tattered Haunter, sure. So you got 2 mana untapped. I think we just kill that. Prowess trigger. Negate, sure. Put like Guildgate out. I'm not gonna attack into the 2/1. Okay, let's play Skyjack out first. See if they decide to do anything. Probably not. We'll put out our Cobra. Probably get it countered. Oh, they're gonna draw a card first. Okay. So exile it face down. That's right. Mind static, sure. So I guess next turn, if we don't have a better play, we'll just kill the Tattered Haunter and attack for 6 in the air. Throw in the Jeskai Student just to... I guess there's some argument to killing the broker now if they don't have anything else to draw. We have a Font to Return now. Yeah, I think we want to kill the broker. So let's attack with all these. Skyjack Battalion gets flying. See how they block. Okay, so let's go and kill the broker. We'll take 2 from the life linker. We'll still have the 3/1 next turn. This turn we'll put the Font to Return down. And then we can get back 3 creatures with it. So yeah, we can rebuy 3 of our best creatures. We may take, they're gonna lifelink us for 2, but it's okay. here they've got a Ruthless Knave. Okay. So yeah, let's bring all these back. And then float the Doomscar Oracle. And just sit back. We'll trade off with the Ruthless Knave if they attack. And then we can double, possibly triple spell next turn. Yeah, I didn't think they'd want it. Well, maybe. Sure. Okay, Ardenvale Tactician. Do we care about gaining life, or do we just want to get to... I think we just want to get these flyers down. So you can start hitting them for 6 in the air. That'll put them on a 3-turn clock. Keep the Jeskai Student back to block the Child of Night. Alright, looks like they're blanking. Okay, so we get our Skyclave Cleric. Let's go ahead and attack. So I think here we can go ahead and play the Oracle. Just gonna go ahead and put out the Cobra as another decent blocker. Putting out the Tactician doesn't change the clock particularly. So let's see, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, that should be game. All right. So there was round 1. The deck did exactly what it's supposed to do. So I will see you guys for the next round. All right, here we are for round 2 against Rhino Bat. We won the die roll, so we will be playing first. And 1 lander, we cannot keep that. Let's go ahead and mulligan. Another 1 lander. Do we go down to 5 cards is the question. This theoretically could be functional on 2 land. But I think we still need to mulligan again. Wow, 3 1-landers in a row. I think we just have to keep it and hope for the best. Let's put out the Gale Swooper and probably this Griffin. Let's see, I think we get rid of the Griffin. Just hope to draw land. So this could be a quick match if we can't get a decent opening hand. All right, I need to clear it. Chorister, sure. All right, so let's proceed to get beat down. Just get as much information as we can from them. Guess it'll be a quick game anyway. All right, 2 lands. Nope. I think we need to go ahead and tap these anyway. Shield Mate, sure. Alley Evasion, sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, this is just a non-game. so we got a swamp. Is it too late? Tap target non-human creature. This is a human knight. So I think we just go ahead and play our tactician out, see if we can staunch the bleeding. Okay. So they'll tap down whenever we play. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we're just dead. Yeah. I don't think I can draw anything to get out of this. Yep, alright. So, first game's a non-game. That's okay. I think we'll go ahead and, like before, we'll move in the Liliana's Defeat over the Harsh Sustenance. Anything else we might want to put in? They have a lot of cheap creatures, so Tri Arrogance could be consideration, but thinking Foul Tongue Invocation is not going to be terribly good. So yes, let's go like this. Hope we can draw at least a couple land here. I'm going to definitely keep this. Got 2 of each color. And at least 1 removal spell to slow them down. Okay, so they went down to 6. Lead with our swamp. Let's go ahead and foretell cleric. Shield mate, sure. Just gonna put out the 3/2. Okay, so that'll just put us into a staring contest. Well, Portal Hole's pretty good against that. I think I'll put down the Creature Maker first. And then next turn we have 2 removal spells. But they have 3 creatures. No blocks. So we have 4 cards in hand. We can blow all of our removal to get in for 5 and gain 2 life if we want to. Then we'll untap, make a 2/2 hopefully. That still lives with the Beskar. The other option is just a Portable Hole, get rid of the Knight token or the Beskar Shield Mate. Let's get aggressive. Always yield to that. Hopefully this will sort of force them to hold back their Shield Mate at least. Okay, so no draws. Let's go ahead and pay our 3. Get a free token. And let's just throw the Intimidator at them. Keep making zombies. You have 6 cards in hand, presumably many of them are black. Of course, Screw beats Flood every day of the week. Let's go ahead and force them to block if they want to. Sure, that gives our Doomscar a chance to get through now. Depending on what they draw here. Well, Forcelorn Sudama is going the distance. I don't think I've drawn much of anything besides land at this point. Ah, kill shot, sure. Still get it in for 5. Deck's not super expensive, but I can't see any reason not to play multiple a turn. Wow, God Eternal Oketra, sure. We just need something to move that out of the way for a turn. 3. They play a creature next turn. Yeah, we may just be dead to that. Let's assume they have another creature, so next turn they get 2 more creatures. Getting through for 2 right now is not going to help us. I think we need to save our resources and hope to draw some flyers to get around Oketra. Brawler, sure. Alright, so they're going to kill that. Yep. So, like, I guess our best draw here is Gale Swooper. I think we just take the 6, right? So, yeah, I don't know how we win this game at this point. We've got our only thing to nullify God Oketra, and it still wouldn't really. I'm just saving this because it doesn't really impact the board, and so this puts us down to 4. We'll gain 4 life next turn. I guess we got to block with one of these zombies. Hope we'll draw a spell this turn. Sarah Angel. Okay, I think that does it. Oh, there's our Gale Swooper, but that's 1 turn too late. Yeah, we have no way out of this, so I'm just going to concede it up. All right, it's a shame that the first game was a non-game, but there's not much we can do about a God Eternal Oketra. So yeah, guess I'll see you guys for round 3. All right, here we are for round 3. Looks like we won the die roll yet again, so we will be on the play. All right, it's a little land heavy, but I don't think we can ship this, especially given our luck in the last round. Just get out our Jeskai student, turn 2, and go from there. Unwilling ingredient, sure. Gets in for a little bit of damage. Hit you for, trade it for a card later on. Yep. Take our 1 damage from the Menacer. Alright, so what does this do? They can spend 3 when they play a land to do an extra 3 damage to us. I think we'll just kill that and swing in for 2. Given we just drew the final reward, give us some insurance for any other bigger threats they may play. Well, discard a swamp, I guess. I think this is our only 2/5 drops in the entire deck. So either we'll draw something we can play, or we will draw another land. So they didn't play a land. The question is, do I want to attack, or do I want to be able to block their menacing and preserve some life? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put out the Oracle and be ready to block. They're playing black-red, so they have more burnout potential. I guess I didn't miss land drop since we went first, but still. They didn't attack with the Disciple, they just attacked with the Frog. I guess we'll block, see what trick they have. Sure strike. Still not enough to kill both. So unless they have like one more damage to our Jeskai post damage. Okay, so it's just a 1-for-1, it's fine. We still block the Disciple, so I think we're okay. And then here, okay, so they did miss land drop that time. Let's go ahead and hit for 1. Get our Cobra online. Nice big booty Death Toucher. And what does that do? It becomes tapped as control, loses 2 life, and it's a swamp now. Okay. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to not tap it. It's annoying, but it's still something we can deal with. Evolving Wilds, there they go. Opponent loses 3 life, puts a card from their hand on top of their library. Okay, sure. Gonna attack for 6. It's an interesting card. Seems kind of weak, but lose 2 life. Okay, well, there goes my entire hand, but still taking 6 here. And they have to deal with a Fiend Binder as well. not going to not play it. So I don't know how they get out of this without a mass removal spell. You have to have something like a -3/-3 effect, but even then they still can't hit the Death Toucher. The binder just taps down whatever they play. Spiteful Returned. Okay. So yeah, preserving our life total is probably going to be pretty important against this opponent. I think Liliana's Defeat comes in. What can come out of this? If all that discard, maybe we don't want. And the 5 drops, oddly enough. So I think we can just take out Harsh Sustenance. Play with Defeat. Just a cheaper spell. This is nice, it does regain us some life, but I think this is still correct. Okay, so we got Liliana's Defeat and a couple of cheaper cards. I think we're fine here. Get our Doomscar Oracle out, if nothing else. Funnily enough, that Contaminated Ground could be an issue, because it can cut off our white mana. Let's just play the Swamp first, just for that reason. Okay, Spiteful Returned. This is interesting enough. I think I should probably kill that. As weak as that feels. Again, I don't want to be taking a ton of damage. Oh, okay, and they just conceded. I guess they had had enough. Okay, a little bit of a interesting final match, but yeah. So that was a deck that went 2-1. I still think we had a pretty good chance of beating that opponent, even if they hadn't conceded. Hopefully you liked this video. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'll be putting out more of these as time goes on, and I'll catch you guys for the next one.